Simply need a motion to adopt the resolution.
This will be Resolution 13-R7, designation of certain depositories. Is there a motion to that effect?
So,
Motion by Trustee Reichert, seconded by Trustee Wicker to approve the resolution 13-R7, the list of approved designated depositories for the village of Peotone. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Reichert?
yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Forsythe?
Yes.
Mr. Callahan?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes. Motion carries. Next item is what I alluded to earlier, designating the IMRF agent. George?
The Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund, IMRF, requires each member municipality to designate at least one person to complete training on IMRF policies and procedures. That person is then responsible for completing and executing correspondence and submittals to IMRF on behalf of the village. Mrs. Hauser was a designated IMRF agent for the village. With her pending retirement, a replacement should be selected. Mrs. Hammond has completed the required training and is eligible for designation as the IMRF agent. I recommend the appointment of Marcy Harmon as a designated IMRF agent for the village.
Is there a motion to appoint Marcy Hammond, the IMRF agent for the village of Peotone?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Trustee Wicker, seconded by Trustee Riker to approve Marcy Hammond as the IMRF agent for the village. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Reichert?
Yes.
Mr. Forsythe?
Yes.
Mr. Callahan?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes. Motion carries. You're officially the IMRF agent in addition to all your other duties. That's a resolution too?
Yes.
Okay, so that would be resolution 13-R8. Let's make sure that that gets put in the minutes accordingly. Missed that. Initial reading. All right. Want to get a picture? You want a picture of Marcy?
Marcy, the treasurer.
Would you like to take a picture of Marcy that's appointed the treasurer?
Take a picture. Sure.
Okay. We're going to brief pause and get a picture, and then back to the meeting. Come on up, Marcy. We'll do that. Let's see. Nobody will see this in the picture, but this will be your new name tag or something. Okay, it's a prop. You have to have a prop.
Here in the last.
All right.
The hammer.
Look.
You're not smiling.
Oops.
Okay. Thank
Well,
you. See?
I see.
I thought he was going to hit you.
All right.
Sure.
All right, we're going to go back on the agenda to the retail marketing study selection of the firm.
Oh, there it is. It's written right there.
George, want to go through what's in the packet?
I've completed review of the references from both Buxton and Retail Coach. For Buxton, it was the villages of Monmouth, Pool City, and Rochelle. Retail Coach was Roscoe, Dyer, and Ottawa. I asked each firm for recent or current customers, preferably in Illinois or close proximity, preferably with a population of 10,000 or less. Both firms had good references, and two of the references for Retail Coach had been under contract for less than a year and not completed the full scope of work. Under the term, the Retail Coach is 1 year that they extended to 18 months. Buxton Group is 2 year, study of first year, continued support the second year. Cost, Retail Coach, base cost of $36,000, reimbursables of $3,000. Additional services should we choose of $7,500. Buxton Group is $38,000 per year for 2 years. Site visits, Retail Coach up to 3, billed under the reimbursable line, so as part of that $3,000. One or more of these trips are used to compile database sets. Buxton, none scheduled. They do site visits, but they don't set aside specific times to meet with groups, so to speak, at this point in time. But their resume does say that they do some site visits. database used some national data as well as on-site information. It's the vehicle, I think you recall the license plate surveys that they mentioned. Database for Buxton Group has a strong national database. Extended, so extensive that extended use of it can sometimes be time-consuming. That's one of the comments from the references, from one of the references. Several references praised the quality of the data. Said it had high credibility with vendors, with prospects. Direct marketing. Under retail coach, the firm will actively represent the village to the top 5 prospects. They do have a presence at ICSC. ICSC is the International Council of Shopping Centers in Las Vegas, and at some regional meetings. Buxton Group does not do one-on-one marketing. However, they have their separate site selection division. Some references felt that being in the Buxton database put their name forward to the prospects, and they have a lot of good comments about their strong representation at ICSC and the ability of their clients to participate in that, in their group. I think the board has received full copies of both prospectus, both proposals.
Okay. Trustee Hupke is not here and because he's attending his son's graduation in Fort Leonard, Missouri. And he would like it noted for the record that in reference to the marketing companies we're discussing, I'm in favor of the Buxton Group. One of my reasons is their access to more information of spending habits, referencing Visa, MasterCard, Diners Club, Speedy Rewards, Docs, and other types of databases that they seem to have access to that others, that the other company doesn't have as much access to. Trustees, any other comments?
$38,000 per year for 2 years. Do we have that budgeted? I know we budgeted for 1 year. Do we have it budgeted?
We would not have put it in the budget for next year at this point in time.
Okay.
So, I mean, the short answer is no, but we would not have had it in there to begin with. So,
And I think the underlying question is it likely that it could be put in?
yes.
Well, that's the number we considered. That's the number that we originally, with the conversation, both
Yes.
companies at 38, right?
Right.
Personally, I just think it's a waste of money because we don't have the rooftops, we don't have the people, and I just don't think it'll do really good for us. That's my opinion.
And we'll counter that with their study basically takes in a circular area and is able to determine people who are traveling through who are likely to spend money in certain businesses. And this coming at a time when we are looking towards the Ileana Company, and that more than anything would put us into having some thought as to where we might go with our development in that direction.
When's Ileana going to be finished? No one seems to know.
It's
5, 6 years?
No.
4 years? 3 years?
It's 3 to 4 years.
I just think it's a waste of money right now.
Any other trustees?
I think our economic driving force, we have 3 major auto dealerships here. Those dealerships are supported by a pretty sizable geographic area. Therefore, I think it's important. We're bringing people into this town, and they are to buy cars, not necessarily people from the town. So I think we need to find businesses that are supportive to that kind of business. They're already doing that, so I think it's beneficial that we do something because we have that structure here now. I mean, We're the only one. I mean, you go to the two towns, both of us, we have the 3 dealerships.
What you're alluding to is if we have success with those 3.
Well, I think these companies could build on that system.
Okay.
That's where I think we have an advantage here.
Sure.
Maybe I'm wrong, but marketing-wise, related type businesses are going to be strung out on this thing.
I think we owe the village an answer. I mean, we've heard this question several times, at least I have over the last 5-6 years. What are you guys doing to attract new businesses? What kind of businesses can we have? And at those times, really weren't able to say anything. And now we can. You know, we're at least looking into it, seeing what we can attract, seeing what we can attract maybe in the future. It's a starting point.
At the end of the day, I think the question is, will even one business coming to town, in terms of sales tax revenue, pay for this study? And yeah, it probably will. So I think it's worth. There's very little to lose.
Any thoughts, Kevin?
I have mixed emotions. I agree with Trustee Reichert a little bit. I don't know if we have the people, but like Chris said, we need a starting point. You gotta start somewhere. And if we want the development, we're gonna do something.
The difference I think we have is even Will County, our fair. We draw a lot of different people. The 2 dealerships, the 3 dealerships draw a lot of different. I think we need some help in talking to the businesses that are related to that type of industry to help it grow.
Okay. So what I'm looking for, is there a motion to select one of these companies to do our retail marketing study? Would somebody like to put a motion on the table?
I'll make a motion, we go for it.
Okay, would you like to specify one?
Well, it's up to you guys. What do you care for? I mean, as long as the numbers are, the only thing that had me concerned before, the number wasn't there that we originally talked about. What companies are you comfortable with? The bigger the company, the better, I think.
I'll put a motion on the floor for the Buxton.
Okay. Motion to select the Buxton Group to do the retail marketing study for the village of Peotone. That would be at the rate of $38,000 a year for the next 2 years. Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second.
Seconded by Trustee Wicker. Okay, clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Forsythe?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Reichert?
No.
Mr. Hack?
Yes.
And Mr. Callahan?
Yes.
Yeah, well.
And motion carries. 2, 3, 4. Okay, and the Buxton Group will be contacted. And per their discussion within the next 90 days, we should start to get something back after we sign the agreement. Okay, getting back to the agenda, we're actually finished with our agenda. And Karen will talk to you after the meeting. Is there any correspondence, communications, or petitions? Mailed out the water and sewer bills. Those are due at the end of the month.
Yep, we talked about that last meeting.
Yeah, and that's the only thing that's coming out right now.
Due at the end of the month.
All right. Having said that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Motion by Trustee Forsythe, seconded by Trustee Hack, to adjourn the July 8th, 2013 Village of Peotone Board meeting. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Forsythe?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes.
Mr. Callahan?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Reichert?
Okay.
Yes.
Motion carries, meeting is adjourned.